Oh hi, hello fans of Poppets and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get creative again. And we're going to make, right, just Wheezes, right? The Weasleys, the Weasley twins, everything Weasley is just so colourful, but Wheezes is the colourful. It is colourful, it's fun, it's funny. My kids are playing games if you can hear them on their PlayStations. And one thing that I think would have been very useful back in my days at school was a Skiving Snackbox. So today we're going to make one, and I've got all sorts of plans and I'm about to show you. But before we get started, if this is the first time you are seeing this face, hello and welcome to the channel. If you love anything magical and fun, then this is the place for you. Join the magic and mayhem and hit subscribe because I told you to. Also, a massive thank you to the channel members. You guys are seriously awesome. You help me be able to create things like this. But anyway, let's get on with this and I'm going to show you where we're at. This is where we're at. Now, okay, all I did, right, so I found these labels. So you've got Puking Pastels, Nosebleed Nugget, Fever Fudge and Fainting Fancies, right, in the Skiving Snackbox. So I just printed these off. I just found them online. There's no links or anything. You literally just type this in, type the ones Skiving Snackbox labels in. I printed these off and I stuck them on, cut them out and stuck them on last night just because it would save time today because they are now dry, which is awesome. What we're going to do is, I haven't used this stuff in a while. I used to be really obsessed. Those of you that have been with me for a while and seen my older DIYs, you know what this is. This is a gold trim that you can get from a card making section. And I do use it a lot on potion bottles when I've made them in the past and other things too. All I'm going to do is round the edges of each label, I'm going to put them on and they're going to be filled with sweets. They're going to be made of clay. So I did look up everything. So for Puking Pastels, they are purple. I've kind of wrote this a few times, but we've come to the conclusion they are small circles and they're green and purple. Some people have done like circles where it's half green and half purple, but when you look at her puking, they're just green and purple sweets, so that's what we're doing. For the Fever Fudge, they're rectangle flavour, they're blue and they've got like little red jelly beans in, so I'm going to recreate this with clay. Nosebleed Nugget, diamond shape, half red, half white. Fainting Fancies, flat, round, half orange and half yellow. So we are going to be making that all out of clay, all of those, but I want to get them potion bottles finished first, and I do have some ribbon to decorate that too. The box, I hear you ask, Susie, what is the box? Why, it is the Skiving Snackbox, of course. So let me take my receipt out. So we've got some ribbon. I am gonna, hang on. So I bought this just because the bottles are going to lay in here. So the Skiving Snackbox obviously opens out and it's got different drawers in. We're going to do more of a travel sized Skiving Snackbox. This is the idea for this one, okay? And also, I don't think I'm going to be able to make the Skiving Snackbox. I could probably give that a go one day, but just for today, because it's a smaller DIY. Excuse me. I just thought this would be cool. This would be fun. So I'm going to fill the box with that, lay them in. They're all going to look pretty in their bottles, all the sweets. But this isn't staying this colour. There goes the spray bit. We are painting this. It is red. It is ketchup red. We're going to spray paint the whole box inside and outside. And it is going to be tied with this. And we are also writing Skiving Snackbox on the lid and on the bottom, even though you can't see the bottom. But I'm still doing it because I don't know it's there. I'm doing the Weasley W, which has a little star at one of the tips of the W. Yeah. So yeah, I think first things first, we're going to get that box spray painted because that can be drying and we can move on to something else with the bottles. So yes, let's make a Skiving Snackbox, guys. Okay, so whilst that's drying, let's go look at these potion bottles, shall we? Right, what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to just put this gold trim around these labels. I've got my scissors to trim it down. Let's do this. Okay, so we've got gold trim around this one, and it just makes all that difference, doesn't it? It just tidies those edges up. So what I'll do now off camera is I'll just put the rest of these gold edges on all of those bottles. Okay, we're having technical dishes. Technical difficulties, the camera keeps falling. It's doing my head in. I'm having to blue tack my tripod down so I can have you leaned over the desk, and it keeps falling. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to go do the rest off camera, but I do like how that's looking. I think it looks really, really cool, and just look at the difference. Look at the difference it makes. Just tidies those edges up, makes it look quite sort of fancy. I love this gold edging stuff. Right, the bottles are done. Obviously we still have a fourth bottle, but the label keeps sticking up on one corner, so I've just put some PVA glue on it. Even the gold trim wasn't helping it stick down, so just put some PVA glue on it, and I've put it obviously on the side where it needs to stick because it keeps lifting. So we're going to let that one dry a minute. Now what I'm going to do is 2 bottles are going to have purple ribbon just round the neck of the bottle, and 2 are going to have this lovely orange, obviously the Weasley Wheezes colours. Yeah, I think then the bottles are done, but they're not, are they? Because we need to fill them. So I'm just going to finish in decorating the outside of these. I then need to spray paint the other sides of the the box. Oh my days. It started raining a minute ago, so I had to run out and save the box. It's fine. But yeah, I do need to spray paint the other side of that. And then I'm looking forward to making these sweets. But I do need to make a lot because these jars might look small, but after the DIY last week with the licorice snaps, I underestimated the size of that jar, so I think I'm going to overestimate, because to be fair, if I make too many I can sprinkle them in the box. I don't think I will make too many because that would take forever, but if it happens I'll just sprinkle them around the box. Yeah. I honestly do not wish to care to tell you how long it took me to do those bows. All I'm going to say is you can tell I've had boys is at times like this when I have to do bows that I know I had boys. Anyway, they're done. I'm not going to get them done better than that. I have looked up tutorials on bow tying before in the past when I've had to do it and stuff. My bows never end up looking like anybody's that can do bows. But it all comes with practice, I suppose, and it's not something that I do very often. But I just felt that these bottles would need a bow. And I don't think it's not too bad. They're not too bad, are they? Well, it's going to have to do anyway. So yeah, I'm going to just get the other coat on the box, nice red, and then we can bring that in and have a look at things, can't we? But once I've spray painted that, I'll do it off camera because you've seen me spray paint the first bit. I won't bore you. This whole video might be boring you, I don't know. I hope not. But yeah, we're going to get creative and we're going to make these sweets, and I am massively excited about it. So the first one we're going to do is nosebleed nugget. Now nosebleed nugget is like I can't do it with my fingers. Oh dear. It's paint. It's like a diamond shape. Do you know what I mean? But half of it's red and half of it's white. It's something to do with the red side makes your nose bleed and the white side does something. I can't remember. I did read up on it. But yeah, so I've got my red clay, my white clay, and we're going to make a big batch of these. But I do need to make sure I size up so they do fit in the bottle, because yeah, the bottle's quite, it's not a bad width or anything, but the actual getting them in is a bit smaller, so I do need to make sure I do this right. Today's Valentine's Day as I'm filming this, so happy Valentine's Day everybody. Let's make these sweets. I've gone from my kids being noisy to now a house full, which is awesome while I'm filming, but we're just going to have to deal with it, okay? It is half term. So let me show you what I've been doing, because I did change things up on the nosebleed nugget. So these rectangle things were taking forever to do. So this is what we've got now, and it's all thanks to this little guy. I forgot I had some clay cutters. So it's not exactly a diamond, but it's close enough. We have got, I'm keeping the diamond ones in there, you know, all sweets don't look the same. These, you know, I imagine to be handmade, so that's fine. So I think the nosebleed nugget is done. Even if it doesn't fill the I can't do anymore. I physically can't, because otherwise it's going to take me forever, because I can't even tell you how long this is taking me to do. So we're now going to move over to puking pastels, and all these are green and purple round sweets, which I do have a small round cutter for, so that'll be easier, and I haven't got to blend two colours together with this one. They're literally just some are green and some are purple, so it shouldn't take me as long. Okay, so with the fainting fancies, I did see some people do some flower shapes, which makes it sort of fancy, which I do quite like, but they did do theirs half orange, half yellow. After doing these took forever to do, so I have decided to go for the puking pastels look and have sort of half orange, half yellow. But they are all the sweets, but I now have to put them in the oven, 110 degrees Celsius for half an hour. So I'm going to go put the oven on, stick these in the kitchen ready for the oven. While the oven's warming up, we will have a look at the box. There we go, 110 degrees. The kids just had dinner. I've got pots everywhere. Oh dear. We'll sort that out later. We're busy. The oven is warming up, and I've obviously moved them in there. Look at the box now. It's a really nice red. I've just had a little pudding after my dinner. I've still got stuck in my teeth. Hang on. So yeah, we're now going to move on to the box, and on the lid I want Skiving Snackbox. So I'm going to look at the font, well, just look at it on a picture on Pinterest of a Skiving Snackbox, and I'm going to just with a pencil sketch out where I want it on here, and then we're going to paint over in orange. Now I have a very funny feeling that I don't have orange paint, but we can get around that, can't we? Red and yellow make orange. So we'll do that. And then, like I said, on the bottom, I think I want to do a W. Excuse me. We'll see. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think there's any point. I think I might just do Skiving Snackbox. Oh, one of those. A Skiving Snackbox. I'm going to get it written on there. Might as well do all this whilst the clay's baking. And then we can get the clay sweeties in their bottles. Get this stuffed. We've got this orange ribbon as well. Oh! Ignore the kids. It's all coming together. Okay, so far the writing has got 2 coats of yellow. I did actually want to look up a picture. I thought it was orange, but it was yellow, which I did think, oh, actually I'd do orange, and it wasn't showing up very well, obviously, on the red. I didn't think of that, so I have decided to go with yellow, but I think it's going to need a couple more coats just to cover, but that's fine. We'll sort that out in a minute. So all of the sweets are done, and I'm going to get them in the jars. That's what we're going to do next. So there we have the nosebleed nougat, or nugget, whatever you want to call it. Nougat? Nugget? Nosebleed nugget. Oh wait, I don't know if I'm saying it right. We'll stick with nougat. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, let's get the other ones in. But oh, I am loving this. There we have our puking pastels. Okay, so far I'm happy with the amount that's in the jars. Yes, it's not to the top, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I really like this one, actually. This is really cool. Okay, what's next? Fever fudge. Wow, I don't think I'd have fit much more in there, but there we have our Fever Fudge. Oh my days, these are so colourful. And there we have our fainting fancies. Oh my days, they're so cute. Let's have a look at them. So there they all are. Oh, we need to get them in the box, and we can do that. Even though the Skiving Snackbox little label thing isn't done yet. So let me just put these down. Now remember, we have this purple packing, well, tissue paper, shredded tissue paper. I've got 2 packs of this. We're going to get this in there and arrange the bottles. I'm just going to test this because I don't know if we're going to need both packets. Let's just see what it's like. I don't think we're going to need both. I think it would raise it too high maybe. But let me get an arrangement in here. Okay, I'm trying to do it so that it's purple bow, orange, purple, and then orange. Oh, guys, look at this. This looks amazing. So what I'm going to do off camera, because you don't need to see me do it obviously, I'm just going to finish the writing on here and make it just really yellow, because obviously we can still see some of the red underneath. So I'll do the best I can on that. The second layer is nearly dry, so I can do that in a minute. And then this orange ribbon, I'm thinking of just tying it around the lid instead of the entire box. No, we're going to do it around the entire box, and then we're going to have to undo it when we want to do it. So yeah, all I'm going to do, guys, off camera is go over all this yellow writing and make sure I'm happy with it, and get this orange ribbon tied around the box. You're going to see some glamour shots in a minute, and I will talk to you at the end. So then, guys, we have completed the Skiving Snackbox. Now this is still a bit wet and I might do another coat, but I can just do that later, give it proper time to dry instead of getting a hairdryer on it, because there is thick bits of paint with me writing, so obviously the thicker bits are still wet, they're dry to touch but wet underneath, so I'm going to give it a good chance to dry and then I'll go over it again. But what do we think? So with the bow, I decided to just have it on the lid. I'm trying to do it so these potions don't... What potions? Oh no, one's gone wonky. So because of how I am with bows, I decided to just cut the ribbon. I tied it and then cut it and hot glued it to the sides, and hot glued the bow itself to the box so it doesn't move around. But there we have our Skiving Snackbox, guys. We have got Puking Pastels, Nosebleed Nugget, Fainting Fancies and Fever Fudge. Anything to get us out of a lesson that we don't particularly like. What lesson would you want to get away from, skive from, with these fake illness sweeties? What would you like? What lesson? I don't know what lesson I'd skive from. I don't know. Because I quite like the sound of all of the lessons at Hogwarts, if I'm completely honest. Now, in the non-magical world, maths, I would like to skive from every single time. So I would take a puking pastel, be sick all over my work and be like, well, I did do it, but I can't prove it now, but you're just gonna have to trust me. Do you know what I mean? I'm terrible. But this was fun to make. This is something that I can put on my Weasley shelf. The fancy photos that you saw of it, I did probably take on my Weasley shelf, but this is definitely going to be staying on the Weasley shelf. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It did take quite a while. The longest bit was making the sweets, but I didn't actually put Harry Potter on in the end. I watched Divergent, and I'm currently watching Insurgent now as well, and they're quite long films, and I'm towards the end of Insurgent. That is how long this has took me to make. I did stop and make, obviously, the house full that I seem to have at the moment, some dinner. yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, but it has took quite a while. It's took all day. Have you ever made a Skiving Snackbox? Do you have the one? Do you have it? Is it from Universal? I don't know if they sell them anymore, but do you have the Skiving Snackbox? It's something that I've always wanted, and yes, it's not exactly, but I've made this my own, if that makes sense. It's unique. No one else will have this Skiving Snackbox, and I'm quite happy with that. And this is what I love about handmade. When you make something for your Wizarding World shelves, not even necessarily that, for whatever, you make something yourself, it is unique. No one else has that, and it makes it very, very special. So yeah, I have a Skiving Snackbox, and this I would say is more of a travel size because it's smaller. It's still quite a big box, but it's smaller than the original box. So this could fit in any school bag, and these can definitely fit in your bag. You could leave this under your bed in your dorm, and you could put one of them in your school bag, whichever one you fancy taking, for whatever lesson you fancy skiving. I'm such a bad influence. I am going to go. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. You know I love your company. Have a chit chat with me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this DIY? Are you going to give it a go? And yes, let me know if you do have the original Skiving Snackbox in your collection. Also, let me know what your favourite sweets are out of these. The Puking Pastels, the Nosebleed Nugget, the Fainting Fancies, or the Fever Fudge. Which one have you enjoyed the most? Just as a reminder, the Fever Fudge has the blue with the red dots. The Fainting Fancies are like flower shapes and they're yellow and orange. The Nosebleed Nougat, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, is obviously the white and red. And yes, it is, the red gives the nosebleed, but the white stops it or something like that. I cannot remember it, but I know the red is the one that makes the nosebleed. And then of course we've got the Puking Pastels. Which one is your favourite, and which one would you probably rather take? I think for me it would probably be I don't like being sick, it makes me cry. I don't fancy fainting. Fever Fudge, no, because you feel like crap when you've got a fever. I'd probably take the Nosebleed Nugget. Nugget, I said it right, Nugget. Nougat, how do you say that? I mean, you can't type it because it's both spelt the same, so I won't know which one you're trying to, unless you can spell it differently to how. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to go. I need a cup of tea. I am tired, and I'm going to kick these kids out of my house because I have had enough. But I'll speak to you all in my next video. Bye bye to Poppets. Oh, a cup of tea.